Yeah, right. Okay. So as you people have seen, now in the last class we have discussed about the properties of the discrete time Fourier transform. So now let us make use of these properties and see what in finding discrete time Fourier transforms of different signals are reasonably difficult signals. So how are these useful? Also in analyzing the systems, how are these useful? Okay. So let us take example. So you have seen previously discrete time Fourier transform for simple thing. Now let us take x of n is equal to just 1 minute. I'm not sure whether I have yeah switch okay. Right, now you are able to see this screen, right?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, I just switched off the camera so that the video of this will be in full screen. Okay, so now we want to find the discrete time Fourier transform of this. Okay, so now say can any of you suggest, say even I think I will slightly modify this. Any of you suggest how do we find this? So we would like to make use of properties. I don't want to use the definition here to find the discrete time Fourier transform, but would like to use the properties to find the discrete time Fourier transform for this. So you have seen previously discrete time Fourier transform of a power n u of n. You people remember or not? Any of you remember what is it?
Yes, sir. 1 divided by 1 minus a e power minus j omega.
Okay. So this we have seen in the previous classes. Okay. Now I would like to make use of this in this finding discrete time Fourier transform of this. So what should I do? Tell quickly if you know.
So we write a to the power of n in a to the power of n minus 5 terms, and we used shifting property.
So we should use shifting property. Say I will write, say for example, I will just generate so this I will first say x1 of n, I will write it as a power n u of n. Okay. So from this, if I want to get this x of n, what should I do? x1 of n minus 5 I will write. Okay. x1 of n minus 5 is what? A power n minus 5 u of n minus 5. Correct? Okay. So now I know Fourier transform of x1 of n. Fourier transform, let this be Fourier transform of x1 of n, because x1 of n I have defined as like this. So based on this definition, okay, based on this definition, this is what I have. So now if I want to find Fourier transform of, okay, Fourier transform of x1 of n minus 5. Okay, what will it be? Can one of you tell? Can one of the army officials tell? See, x1 of n has the Fourier transform of this. What will be Fourier transform of x1 of n minus 5? Girish or Manmeet? Fourier transform of n minus n naught.
Not able to get it, sir.
Not able to get. Okay. Any Pradeep is there?
Sir, e raised to power minus j omega n naught into
x1 of e power j omega. Correct? Okay,
sure.
This is, but actually this is in fact is equal to x1 of So next week onwards, I will try to give another Zoom link to you. Okay, so in this ID, we have two difficulties in sense initially when it is made, waiting room is enabled. Okay, that is one thing that if some of you are entering in between, so it is becoming little difficult to manage. Okay, I think somebody is when entering away in waiting room. Okay, we will leave them. Okay. You know who is in waiting room? Any one of you know who is in waiting room?
Nikhil sir, he is trying to connect.
Nikhil.
Nikhil.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Here, not broadcasting. Okay, so there is a difficulty. So it pops up on the screen. So I will not be able to move the I will not be able to use the background properly. So I think anyway leave him. So for this class. Okay. So using the shifting property, we can write like this. Okay. So now substituting. So this is substituting this. Right. So this is x1 of e power j omega. Okay. Now substituting this, what do you get? So this is equal to e power minus j 5 omega. Okay. By 1 minus a e power minus j omega. Correct? This is nothing but x1 of n minus 5. But what is x of n? So here, how is it related to x of n? This is equal to. So if I want to relate x1 of n minus 5 and x of n, how should I relate? Can one of you tell?
A power 5 into x1 of
A
n.
power 5 into x of
To x1 of n minus 5. Okay. So here, so x of n we have to write. Find a power 5 or a power minus 5 here. If I want to write this.
A power 5, sir.
A power 5. Okay. So, no, x of n is this. So if I write a power 5 into x of n, what do I get? A power n plus 5 I will get, or a power n minus 5 I will get?
So a power minus 5, sir.
Yeah, a power minus 5 into x of n. However, what we need is actually x of n Fourier transform. So in that case, say Fourier transform of x of e power j omega, okay, is equal to a power minus 5 into, okay, x1 of e power, sorry. Okay. So into this. Into x1 of n minus 5 is this, right? So just 1 minute. We can write a power minus 5 into x of e power j omega is equal to e power minus 5 omega by 1 minus a e power Is this fine? This implies x
Yes,
of
sir.
theta is equal to a power 5. When I write it here, it becomes a power 5 into e power minus j 5 omega by 1 minus a e power minus j omega. Okay, fine. So this is how we can make use of the properties. We can use from here, even from definition we can do it, but using properties also we can do easily. Okay, because you know already this. Okay, so in fact you can do even much more simplerly. So here, as Niharika at the beginning said, okay, you can you can multiply with, say, this can be written as a power 5 into a power n minus 5, okay, into u of n minus 5. Okay, by through properties you know that this is equal to, so e power minus j omega into x of, say, x1 of e power j omega. You can directly write as well. Okay, just for clarity, I have written like this, but directly from here as well you can do. Hope this is clear, right? Is this clear or not? We'll move on to another example. Yeah, fine. So we will take slightly different example. So let x of n is equal to 1 for 0 less than or equal to m and 0 else. Okay, what is, say, first we want to find x of e power j omega. Fine. So after finding x of e power j omega, what we wish to do is, say, if x of n is given as, say, if x1 of n, just for difference, is given as 1 for minus m by 2 to m by 2. Let m be even. Okay, m by 2 to m by 2. Okay, 0 else. In that case, what will be x of e power j omega or x1 of e power j omega in terms of x of e power j omega? Okay, so anyway, we will find x of e power j omega, but without find, will you be able to tell what will be x1 of e power j omega in terms of x of e power j omega?
It's a delayed version, sir. E power minus.
E power minus.
Delayed version of
x of
e power
j
minus.
omega.
So here,
Into x of
as
e
you can,
power j omega.
right, as you can see, both the signals x of n and x1 of n. Okay, so there is a delay between, say, if you see this, I will try to sketch here. Okay, so this is x of n. These are all discrete signals, but excuse me if I sometimes even write analog just for simplicity. Okay, let this be like this. 0 to m. Okay, how many samples are there? 0 into in this?
M plus 1 samples.
1 samples are there. Okay, so we'll see its Fourier transform later. But actually here, compared to this, what is the difference in this? So here, instead of starting from 0, it is started from minus m by 2 and goes up to m by 2. Okay. Okay, like this. Okay, so there is a delay of, say, m by 2 units, or there is a advancement of m by 2 units here. Okay, so if I want to express, so x of n, x1 of n in terms of x of n, how should I express? X of n, how should I express? One of you tell.
X of n minus m by 2.
Plus m by 2.
Less m by 2.
Plus m by 2.
Plus m by 2.
Right. So what, say, whichever is 0, x of n equal to 0 is here, x of n at n equal to 0 is equal to x of n at n equal, x1 of n at n equal to minus m by 2. Okay, so something like this. So here you can see that x of n at n equal to 0 is equal to x of n at minus m by 2, n equal to minus m by 2. Okay, this sample and this sample are same. Since we have put all ones here, we are not able to make out very clearly. But if we put 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on, then you can see that this will be 1. This sample is exactly same as this sample. Okay, so this sample is exactly same as this sample. Okay, so it is advanced version. So now if this x1 of e power minus j omega is given, e power j omega is given, how do I write x1 of e power, x of e power j omega is given? How do I write x1 of e power j omega now? Can one of you tell? Again, army officials to tell. Pradeep or Manmeet. What is this in terms of x of e power j omega?
So we'll again use the time shifting property. So we'll multiply by e power j omega.
Right. So here the say x of e power j omega, but here so it will be, since there is a delay in time, there will be change in phase shift. Okay, or shift in phase. Okay, so what will it be j in Fourier transform? What? How does this reflect? E power j omega m by 2. Is this correct? Is this correct or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay, so I will leave it to you to find explicitly what is x of e power j omega. Okay, I think you can simply use the first principles and find. Okay, so I leave it at this point of time for you to find this. Okay, fine. So let us move on to the discussion on next like a slightly different example. Okay, so now let x1 of n or x of n be is equal to n plus 1 a power n u of n. Okay, we want, so what is its Fourier transform is the question, our question. Okay, so I request another army official to tell where should I start. Which one do I have in my hand and where should I start?
We'll start with a power n u of n.
Okay, I can take a power n u of n. Okay, so I know it's Fourier transform, that is discrete time Fourier transform. Okay, this is all, even though if I write f, you consider it is discrete time Fourier transform only. Okay, it is 1 by 1 minus, what is this?
E raised to power minus j omega.
Yeah, fine. What is the next step? I request the same person to guide for the next step. What should I do now?
So we know n into xn by property, sir.
Yeah, we know.
J
Okay.
n into xn. Yes, sir.
What is this?
J differentiation, sir.
Okay. Okay. So assume that now I want to use this here. Okay. So n into a power n u of n. Okay. By differentiation property. So what I will get is, so j times d by d omega. Okay. Into 1 by 1 minus a e power minus j omega. Okay. Is this fine?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, let us complete this. So what is this differentiation gives? So j times, what is this differentiation gives? 1 by
1 minus
1 minus a
into e power minus j omega whole square into
a
into e power minus j omega.
Okay.
A double.
Into e power,
Minus j.
into minus j. Is this missed? Yeah, here minus 1 by will be there and here minus 1 will be there. So those two cancels. Okay, here 1 minus 1. Is this correct or not what I am writing? Okay, minus 1 by whole square will be there and minus 1 will be there. These two cancel. Correct?
Correct.
Right. And finally, what do I have now? So this is finally this is equal to a e power minus j omega
A into e power j omega.
by 1 minus
1 minus
a e power minus j
a into e
omega.
power j omega whole square.
Okay. Fine. So now what? Say what we need is slightly different. Okay. So n plus 1 is here. Into a power n u of n. How do we bring in that? So n plus 1, if I expand, what will happen? Say n into a power n u of n, okay, plus a power n into u of n. Okay. So can any one of you tell what should I do now?
So we'll add transform of a power and u of n.
Right,
Right.
sir.
So actually n plus 1 whole power into a power n u of n. Okay. What we do is n into a power n u of n, which is already with us. So it's now what finally we got is n a power n u of n. Okay. It's Fourier transform. A discrete time Fourier transform is what we have got here. Okay. So now what we are doing is plus a power n u of n. Okay. So now to this, what should we add?
Fourier transform of a power and u of n.
Yeah.
That is
So
1
what
by
the-
1 minus a e raised to
Yeah.
power minus j omega.
Whole square plus 1 by 1 minus a e power minus j omega. Okay. That's all. Okay. So can one of you simplify and tell what is this? Quickly, one of you simplify and tell. So anything else you are getting if I simplify?
1 by 1 minus a power.
One.
So you are getting it as? So
1 by 1 minus a into e power j omega whole square.
whole square is coming?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. So
Yes, sir.
you can this as, so after finding all this, so you can write it as, I will write it 1 by 1 minus a e power minus j omega whole square. Okay. So just cross check whether it is coming or not. It is supposed to come, just cross check. Okay. So something like this. So from here, I wrote here. So I think you can see, right? So you can note. So it looks reasonably complex at the beginning, but using the properties, we can easily do it. Okay. Fine. So now let us move on to another example. Now we will try to see slightly different kind of examples. Okay. So assume that we are given in a linear time invariant system. Okay, we have with us a linear time invariant system. Okay, x of n is given and h of n, impulse response, is given for a linear time invariant system. Okay, so now in this case, x of n is equal to, say both are given in time domain, discrete time domain. We are asked to find output y of n. Okay, so how do I find? How do you find in general? So I will write here first. So we can make things a little complex later, but now I am writing, this is a simpler example. Okay. So this is simpler example. In fact, you can consider, if you want to make slightly difficult, you can consider minus n here. So in that case, plus you consider here. Plus or minus doesn't matter, right? Okay, let us consider u of n only, because I think if we consider minus, you have to consider 2 power n or something. Otherwise, yeah. Okay, let us consider like this. So now what we want to find is, we want to find y of n. Okay, in what way you can find y of n? Can one of you tell quickly? Niharika, will you be able to tell? Anjana,
Yes.
yeah, Niharika, you wait. Anjana, you can tell.
Sir, we will find first for a transform of x of n and h of n.
Okay.
Then we will multiply both,
Okay.
and then we will find inverse for a transform. Then
Okay,
we will
good.
get y of n.
Yeah, we will do all that. But actually, is there, say, in time domain, if I ask you to find, what should we do? In time domain itself, if you are asked to do it, what should we do then?
We will do convolution.
Right, we have to do convolution. Okay, so do you think that doing convolution in this case is easy, or doing whatever you have said in frequency domain is easy?
In frequency domain is better.
Yeah. So in except in few cases, in many of the cases, taking these to frequency domain and solving will become easier. Okay, so we will take Fourier transforms. Okay, so what is Fourier transform for this? Request any other student to answer. Hari, is there? Any other student? Quickly answer what is Fourier transform with this now. No
5
answer.
into
Yeah, 5 into 1 by
1
1
minus
by 1 minus 2
yeah.
into
e power
plus j omega.
E power
2 into
okay.
plus j
So
omega.
this is a plus j.
1 by 2, 1 minus 2 into.
Yeah. Okay, so see, this case minus n is there. So you can use, if say if you wish to use, you can use the properties and write it, or you can directly use the definition. Okay, definition if you use minus infinity to 0 will be there. Okay, in summation, and this will be 2 power so n will be there with the negative indexes. So that's why it is not a problem. So you can find it and you can get this. Okay, so I leave this exercise to you people. Okay, so if you are already clear, no need, it's fine. Otherwise, you do it. So now y of e power j omega. So I hope all of you are understanding. See, convolution in time domain, how does it reflect in frequency domain? In frequency domain, y of e power j omega is equal to what?
X of e power j omega into h of e power j omega.
Right. X of e power j omega into h of e power j omega. Okay, so we use exactly the same here. 1 by 1 minus 1 by 3 e power minus j omega into 1 minus 2 e power j omega. Fine. So now in 5 times. Okay. So what is it? See, if I want to do inverse Fourier transform now. So if what I want to find finally, I want to finally find, okay, y of n. But how do I get y of n? Through inverse Fourier transform of, okay, y of e power j omega. Correct or not? Okay, so I need to find inverse Fourier transform. How do I find inverse Fourier transform in this case? Any other student?
by partial fraction.
Yeah, we have to use partial fraction. Okay, so I think you people, so those who are familiar with partial fractions, it is fine. Otherwise, I would suggest that at least look at some examples of doing partial fractions. So in between plus or minus will come. Okay, I will write plus here, but I will write the quotient later. Okay, with positive or negative things. Okay. Okay. So how do I find now the quotients here? Anyway, 5 I will just put it out. Okay, so that it doesn't disturb this. Okay. So how do I write the quotients on the top? Can one of you tell? Is there a better way of writing here? So in fact, I think I made little complicated with this e power j omega. So you can
Sir,
bring
take e power j omega is minus j omega is z and
yeah. So we
for
can take inverse. You can take, so you can bring, say, multiply and divide here with e power minus j omega. Okay, so that actually it will come like this. But anyway, you can do that process. But yeah. So we will do that. So because I think especially army officials, do you people are aware of how to write partial fractions?
Yes, sir.
You know, okay. So then I think we can probably do directly. So what we can do is here assume that we want to get e power minus omega, j omega both terms. So what I will do is I will just multiply with e power minus j omega here. Okay, on the top, and as well as here e power minus j omega minus 2. Okay, so I just multiply it here. For the second term, I multiply it in the numerator and denominator with e power minus j omega. Okay, so for my benefit, I may also take 2 outside. Okay, so here, so half of this will be there and half of this will be there, and here 1 will be there. Okay, so this is a small adjustment done. In fact, 1 minus, if you want to get, you can also get this. So now how do I write the quotients? Now tell me. I want, what will be the quotient here? So what should I do? Just tell the procedure. We will try to write the quotient and see if we can wind up. Say I will put, say if you would like to go for one more step, what we do is 1 by 1 minus 1 by 3. I can put anything here. So just as one of the student mentioned, Z we will put for time being. Okay. So nothing, say RZ inverse we will put. So RZ itself we will put. So Z is not very good notation, we will put Z.
I got 1 by 3, 1 by 3 for both quotients.
Quotients are 1 by 3. Okay. So just let us put Z. So Z is not in fact e power minus j omega, but still we will put Z. Okay. Plus here half into Z. This Z is not that Z now. Z by 2. Okay. Minus 1. So now if I want to find quotient for this, what should I do? Z equal to 1 by 3 I should substitute. Where should I substitute? Where should I substitute? Z equal to 1 by 3? Sorry, Z equal to 3 I should substitute. Okay. Z equal to 3 I should substitute where?
Y of e power j omega, sir.
In this y of e power j omega without considering this term. Okay. So I should substitute. Okay. Yeah. I should substitute Z equal to 3 in this y of e power j omega without considering the second term, the first term, because this term if I consider, then it becomes 0. So and for finding partial fractions, we will eliminate this and substitute. Okay, so what will it be? So I will just try to do for the first term. So Z equal to 3, if I substitute for first term, quotient, okay, put Z equal to 3 in y of, say, Z, here y of Z inverse we have. So let us write Z in, let us write Z inverse only, but we will substitute Z inverse equal to 3. Okay, just for consistency. Okay, just I'm like this, I'm substituting. Okay, so now y of z okay into, in fact, into 1 minus 1 by 3 z inverse. I'm finding at z equal to 3 is equal to what? Is equal to 5 by, okay, 1 minus 3 into, okay, so z inverse equal to 3, so this is equal to 1 by 3, correct? 2 into. So what is this answer? It is not 3, right? 15. Am I correct? Yeah.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
correct.
15, sir. Correct.
Equal to 15. Okay. So the first term I found is 15. Okay. So similarly, I can find the second term.
But 5 are already separated.
Yeah, very good, very good. Okay. Sorry. You are correct. So 5 is already separated. So we write 1. So in fact, what I'm writing is 1 by 5 into. Okay. Really. So here it is 3. Okay. The first term is 3. Okay. The procedure I hope is clear now, right?
Sir, in h of e power j omega, is it 2 or 1 by 2, sir?
H of e power j omega. You are asking in this here or here? H of e power j omega.
Expressions 5
In this,
into.
so see, when I write 2, I think it is e power j omega only, right?
Yes, sir.
When I write e power minus j omega, this becomes 1 by 2. Yeah, is there any issue? I
Yes,
hope
what
it
is
is
I think I'm getting 1 by 3, sir.
getting 1 by 3.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
I able to check once.
Directly I solved. Yeah.
See, anyway, if you use first principles, what will happen? Summation over 2 power n, okay, n equal to minus infinity to 0, okay, e power minus j omega n, okay. So this is equal to what? Sigma n equal to 0 to infinity, I will change 2 power minus n into e power j omega n, okay. So it is equal to 1 by 1 minus half into e power j omega. Okay, fine. Correct. You are correct. It is 1 by 2. Fine. So it is 1 by 2. So I think you people are understanding, right? What the changes I am making? Is this clear or not? What I'm changing?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So in fact, I think we need not do all these changes of 1 by power minus j omega and so on. When even using partial fractions with both terms slightly different is not difficult. So we can directly keep it in the usual way itself. Simply substitute actually 1 by 3 wherever we want to substitute, right? Okay, so now so just check what I'm now writing is correct or not. Is this correct? So here what we are doing is z inverse equal to, okay, 1 by 3 you are substituting. Okay, z inverse equal to 3 you are substituting. Okay, so z equal to 1 by 3. So that's what I have substituted here. Okay, and hence you have actually 5 anyway is out. So 5 into I will write just for simplicity. 5 into. So this is equal to 5 into 6 by 5. Okay, so it is finally coming as 6 if I consider this, but if I consider 5, it is 5 into 6 by 5. Correct? Is this correct or not?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So similarly, you can find the other term as well. Okay. So you can find the second term. So I think you can quickly find the second term and tell. Each of you can quickly find the second term and tell.
So 3 by 5.
Yeah. So if I now substitute e power, so just I will do here. Okay. So what I would like to substitute is e power j omega is we are writing z is equal to 2. Okay. That's what I am trying to substitute. So now z equal to 2 if I substitute. So what I have is I am directly substituting. Okay. I am not writing this step. So 5 into 5 into, so this term, right? So 1 by 1 minus 3 into, sorry, 1 minus 1 by 3 into, what is this here? I should substitute for e power j omega or z equal to 2. So e power minus j omega equal to 1 by 2. Is this correct or not? Okay, I am substituting this. So it is equal to 5 into, again, 6 by 5 only.
Yes, sir.
So it is 6 by 5. You people check. Okay, I just did here itself. Okay, you people check once. Okay, so now what is this?
Same.
Same. Okay, so I will skip writing here z, but you for these substitutions we are using, okay, z equal to e power j omega. Okay, for substitutions here, for simple substitutions, okay, we are using z equal to e power j omega. This is equal to e power minus j omega is equal to 3 we made here in this substitution. Here e power j omega or z equal to 2 we made. Okay, so hope this process is clear. Okay, of finding partial fractions. So especially those who have recently not used these, okay, should be clear on this. Okay, so now after all this, so what do we do? So we can simplify and write in the next page. So you remember and just now tell me. So y of e power j omega, okay, continuation, is equal to 1 by or 6 by 1 minus 1 by 3 e power minus j omega plus 6 by 1 minus 1 by 2 e power j omega. Okay, is this correct? Whatever I have written, is this correct?
Yes, sir.
Right. So now what we should do now? We need to find inverse for it. Okay, so to get y of n, okay, so from this, so we should find inverse Fourier transform of y of e power j omega is equal to what? 6 times 1 by 3
Whole power n.
of n plus What is this? 6 times again?
Mm.
N into u of minus n.
Yeah, 2 power n u of minus n. Okay, so I think this comes out to be some nice output. Okay, you people check it. Okay, this came like this. I suggest you people also to verify one more time, because we have done here itself in class. Okay, fine. So this is how we got the output. So you can find like this. So finding using Fourier transforms enable us to find like output of linear time invariant systems efficiently. Okay, this is another kind of example. Okay, so let us see one more example. Okay, so this example, say all the times we may not specify the input output relations of systems. Okay, 4 or 5. Okay, through explicit values of x of n and h of n, etc. Sometimes what is the other way of defining the system or giving information about the system? Any of you can tell? Is there any other way of giving the information of the system? What is the system? If I say if I want to describe any LTE system or any system, okay, is there any other way of providing the system information?
So to get it frequency responsive?
Yeah, fine. If I say it is particularly LTE system, we can get the frequency response, fine. Even that way, so I am trying to ask, is there any other description, procedure, say one way frequency response, or when I give also, it means that I have given you h of n directly. Okay, so instead of that, the other way of describing the system is input output through input output relationships. Okay, and especially in discrete time systems, the other way of specifying the systems is through the difference equations. Okay, so let us consider this system with the difference equation given by this. Okay, so let this be a system with initial rest conditions. Okay, that means it starts from say n equal to 0. At n equal to 0, the y of n is also, if x of n is equal to 0 for n less than 0, y of n is also 0 for n less than 0. Okay, so now assume that we want to find impulse response of the system. Okay, so can one of you tell how do I find the impulse response of the system? Yeah, if we want to find impulse response of the system, I request any other students so to tell who have not spoken today. Any of the other students who have not spoken today, could you please tell how do I find impulse response of the system? No answer? Yeah, I did not remember all your names. So Harish, you are there?
Yes, sir.
I'm there.
Yeah, be able to tell how to find the impulse response of the system?
Very, sir. Finding the frequency response of h of n and inverse Fourier transform of it, sir.
Okay, fine. So how do I find, for example, where should I start? I'm asking. So to find that.
By applying Fourier transform for the differential equation, sir.
But actually, okay. So I can apply Fourier transform for this differential equation and then find the inverse Fourier transform to get. Fine, but can I simplify that even further? Given that I want to find impulse response, I don't want to find, say, so you're telling for, I can find Fourier transform directly applied in both sides. So y of e power j omega, x of e power j omega, etc. I will get. So okay, y of e power j omega by x of e power j omega is saying as the impulse response. Okay, that is also one way of telling it.
Yes, x
So,
of n equal to del of n, sir.
Oh, what is that?
By replacing x of n with del of n, sir.
Right. That is even simpler procedure. Okay, so here is equal to h of e power j omega. Okay, so what he's saying here, so you can, if you want to get h of e power j omega, for any LTI system, this holds. Okay, for any LTI system, this is fine, right? Okay, so then h of e power j omega is equal to y of e power j omega by x of e power j omega. Okay, so here, but what further we can do, or to simplify this further, is see if I substitute x of n is equal to delta of n. Okay, what does then mean? So y of n becomes h of n, pulse response directly. Okay, so now I will do that. H of n is equal to 1 by, sorry, h of n minus 1 by 2 h of n minus 1 is equal to delta of n minus 1 by 4 delta of n minus 1. Okay, so what is its Fourier transform now? Take discrete time Fourier transform on both sides. So what is the discrete time Fourier transform? H of e power j omega times what is what should I get?
E to the power minus j omega.
To h of e power j omega is equal to what this time? A delta of n. What is its discrete time Fourier transform? Area of the
One.
it is 1. Okay, minus 1 by 4. What is its Fourier transform?
E raised to minus j omega.
Okay, so hope those who are not clear on this better be clear. So finally what I got is h of e power j omega is equal to what? 1 minus 1 by 4 e power minus j omega by 1 minus 1 by 2 e power. Is this fine? So from here, what I want to get? H of n. Okay, can one of you tell quickly how should I write h of n? Using properties. So any who else are there in the class? So who have not spoken? Anybody else?
So firstly splitting the h of e power j omega.
Yeah, first term and second term I will separate. So what will be this? So 1 by
1 by 1 minus 1 by 2 e power
so,
minus j omega.
yeah, it is inverse dtft I will find. Tell directly the answer now. Hope all knows now.
1 by 2 whole power n u of n.
U of n. Okay.
Minus.
Yes, 1 by 4.
1 by 4 into 1 by 2 whole power n minus 1 u of n minus 1.
Minus 1 u of
n.
Why does come? Why does this n minus 1 comes?
The delay is there.
Yeah, because of e power. Okay, fine.
E power minus j omega.
I hope this is clear. Right? Okay. So let us now, this is one way where you can see that the Fourier transforms, now discrete Fourier transforms, has helped to easily find the response of a LTI system. Okay. So I think we will discuss one, just this is the probably the last discussion in this class, slightly different kind of examples. Say I have this example, whatever, 6 or whatever. Okay, so I have one in time domain. So x of n equal to 1. For this, I want to find discrete time Fourier transform. Okay, so in fact, I will give the discrete time Fourier transform pair as well here for making our job simple. What is it? You people may know, right? What is the discrete time Fourier transform of 1? Those who have familiarity. None of you know?
Del of omega.
Okay, it will be del of omega. Okay, but
Del of omega minus 2 pi k.
Pi k. Okay. Plus or minus 2 pi k, it is fine. Okay, so I can even start from press. Okay. And anything else?
Into 2 pi.
So this is the expression. Okay, because this x of e power j omega is periodic, we are writing this 2 pi k plus 2 pi k. Okay, but if somebody asks us to prove this, what do we do? If somebody asks us to prove this, can one of you tell what is the easy way of proving this?
Sir, by using duality property.
By using?
Duality property.
I am not able to hear.
So firstly, for del of n, we have to find out the Fourier transform.
Okay.
Del of n is Fourier transform is 1. Fourier transform for 1 by using duality property, it's 2 pi into del of omega.
Okay.
So by using those sources, we have to find out.
Okay, fine. So
we have to find out discrete time Fourier transform for 1.
Okay. Okay, but even other simpler way is you say you prove the other way. So you take the discrete time Fourier domain. Okay, take this. Okay, from here you take actually inverse discrete time Fourier transform. So this is x of e power j omega. Okay, from here you try to find discrete time for inverse. Okay, discrete time Fourier transform. Okay, so that is even simpler. So you can simply use, okay, minus pi to pi, you know, right? So this will be 2 pi into, say anyway, 1 by 2 pi. So by definition, this is only delta of omega into e power minus j omega n d omega. Okay, so this is equal to what? This is equal to? Is this correct or not? Is this fine or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So anyway, we know that the so Fourier transform, discrete Fourier transform pair exists. So this is the x of n, then this is Fourier transform. Okay. So in fact, this is not a nice signal. Okay. So this x of n is neither absolutely summable or non it converges in mean square sense. So but it is slightly different kind of signal. That's why we have got here the impulses. These are all continuous impulses. Okay, which goes to infinite at least at some points. Okay, so yeah, it is simpler way of showing that they are discrete Fourier transform pairs. So now the question is given this: how do I find Fourier transform for e power j omega naught n? I think some of you can easily tell this, right? So how do you find? What will happen?
Frequency shifting.
Yeah, simply it will be x of, say if this is x of e power j omega, x of e power j omega, this into 1 I can write. Okay, so this can be written as into 1. Then omega plus or minus?
Minus omega naught.
Yeah, in time domain we are plus. If we are doing here, it will be minus. Okay, so this is equal to summation k equal to minus infinity to infinity. 2 pi I can take outside or inside, delta of omega minus omega naught plus 2 pi k. Okay, so in the similar lines, if we are asked to find discrete time Fourier transform for cos omega naught n plus phi. Okay, how do we find? Again, we can find, right? So you people can find. So hope say who has not spoken today. So can one of you tell what do I do now in this case? Yeah, one of you who has not, all have spoken today. Manmeet? To find its discrete time Fourier transform?
Sir, do we convert into exponential form, sir, and then do it, sir?
Correct. So I will write into 1 by 2 e power j omega naught n plus phi j phi. Okay, plus e power minus j omega naught n plus minus j phi. Minus j phi. Okay, and then I can simply use the same principle, right? So similar principle. So it's discrete Fourier transform. Can you quickly tell? So 1 by 2 e power j phi I will bring out. Okay, and then what? Summation over
2 pi, sir.
huh?
Summation over delta del omega
naught
minus omega naught plus 2 pi k, sir.
2 pi k over k. Okay, plus second term plus half into what is second term? J phi fine. So hopefully you might have seen this before. Okay, so you can simplify with these things to 1 by 2 and so on. Okay, so fine. So we will stop here, but I think I will give one small question as homework. Okay, so just try to do yourself. And as I said, you solve the problems at the end of Oppenheim and Schaeffer. Okay, first and second chapters, at least first 20 questions. In both of them, you should solve and come. Okay, so there the problems will not be as simple as we discussed in the class. Okay, but they will give different they will touch upon different aspects. Okay, but mostly they are all related to the discussions that we had in the class. So given that h of e power j omega is omega nd for mod omega greater than or equal to omega c. Okay, 0 else. What is this filter? Find h of n. Okay, so what is this filter?
So bandstop filter.
So if we consider this as filter, okay, what is this filter, or what is the system doing? What is this filter? I am not able to hear.
So bandstop filter.
What is that? Band stop filter.
Yes.
Okay. Is there a better name for this?
Band reject filter.
Okay. Okay, let us plot then. So since you people are telling, so several things. So let us plot. Let this be minus pi. See, if I want to plot, okay, I have anyway given answer now. But if I want to plot, from where to where should I plot this? Should I plot from minus infinity to infinity?
So minus infinity to minus omega c, or omega c to infinity.
Okay. So see, any other answer? Is that correct? Whatever he said.
Minus pi to pi, sir.
Very good. So we should only need to plot from minus pi to pi. Why is this from minus pi to pi?
Periodic or 2 pi.
Anyway, this is all discrete time Fourier transform, right? So what we are given is the discrete signal and its Fourier transform, discrete time Fourier transform. Okay, so it is periodic, as the index also indicates here. It is periodic with period 2 pi. Okay, so we should plot from here to here. So how should I plot now? Tell me. So let somewhere, okay, so let this place be omega c, minus omega c, and this place be omega c. Now tell me, how should I plot this? How should I plot? So let us assume that we are plotting only magnitude response of this filter. Okay, we are not plotting phase response. Okay, phase we'll see if we wish to plot. Next we will plot. So how should I plot? What is magnitude response?
One, sir. It will be 1.
1 for which region?
Minus pi to omega, minus omega c.
Omega c.
Right. And then?
Omega c to pi.
Okay. So now what kind of filter is this? So previously you met, what kind of filter is this? Previously you might have seen a filter where h of e power j omega, okay, is equal, or h1 I will write here, is equal to 1, okay, for mod omega less than or equal to omega c, okay, 0 else. Okay, so here, okay, just to be little more consistent, okay, just I think this is anyway, I'm plotting in continuous time. So in fact, h of e power j omega is continuous, right? So this we have seen before, if you people remember. What is this filter? How should I plot this filter?
So band pass filter from minus omega c to omega c.
Low pass.
It is low pass filter. Okay, so my filter is not okay. So minus omega c to omega c. Okay, but here where are pi? So here it is minus pi and this is pi. Okay, so yeah, right. So this is what kind of filter is this? Low pass filter. Why is this called low pass filter? Why do you think you want to call this as low pass filter?
So it allows frequency up to omega c on which 0 to.
Yeah, it has frequencies which passes only low frequency. So why here which are low frequencies and which are high frequencies?
Yeah. Oh, are high frequency.
Which are high frequency?
Which are low. Here. 0 to omega c are low frequency.
Close to 0 are low frequencies. Okay, which are high frequencies?
Close to pi.
Close to pi. Okay, close to minus pi.
High frequency.
High frequency.
High frequency, sir.
High
So
frequency.
this-
High frequency.
both. Okay, so these are all high frequency informations. Whereas which are low frequency information? Close to this are low frequency information. Okay, so I hope that you remember at during our initial classes about discrete signals and so on. Cosine signal we have seen and we discussed about this. Okay, now so this is low pass filter. That's why. And what is this then? What is this then?
It's
This
a
is
high pass
High
filter.
pass
High
filter.
pass filter.
Okay, it passes only high frequencies because it is passing up to pi, right? So it is passing high frequencies. Band stop or band kind of band reject kind of filters if we want to sketch. Okay, band stop means it will stop only a particular band. Okay, so band pass means it passes only a particular pass band. So if I stop again, say here, if I only it passes up to here, then it becomes band pass filter. It passes only omega 1 to omega 2, for example. Omega C to omega C plus something. Okay, that is band pass. Okay, but this is high pass. Fine. Okay, so now let us. Okay, so let us now give for this, you people, if you remember, okay, we have derived in the earlier class. Okay, what's its Fourier transform? X of e power j omega is like this. So then what is x of n? We have x1 of n here is equal to, any of you
Sin
remember?
omega. Sin omega n by pi n. Sin function.
Omega
Sync function.
n pi n. Okay, this we have derived in the previous class. Now the question is given this, find, okay, h of n. So sorry, this is all h1 of n. Find h of n now. Okay, so you can use properties and little bit of say linearity and other things. Okay, find, our final question is find h1 of n. H of n. Given h1 of n. Okay, hope you people will be able to do this, right? So here there is a need of applying one property, shifting property, and other small linearity kind of things. Hope you will be able to do this, right? Yes or no? Huh? Yeah, only one student will do or what?
Yes, sir.
So all can
Be
do,
able to
right?
do it.
Yeah, fine. Okay, good. So fine then. We will stop our class here. So tell to Nikhil that he should join earlier. Okay, especially for Friday's class. Okay, I have a little trouble in once I start the discussion with share screen, it is very difficult for me to go back and operate these things. Okay, I'm using iPad here. So take care of those. Anyone else also should join on time, especially for Friday's class and in general as well. Okay, fine. So thank you. Then we would like to see you.
Sir, Banmeet here, sir.
Yes, tell Manmeet.
Sir, I would request for us army officers if we can have some extra classes on the weekends when maybe a senior student are free, so they can guide us in our basic doubts we have, sir.
Correct, sure. So on which things, say especially on problem solving and on theory, or on say programming?
Sir, initially, sir, for theory, sir, as of now, okay. So programming, as of, yes.
Whenever you feel, say, you can drop a mail to Suravardhan. Okay, so
right,
both, I think file helping you people to discuss more things. So also to clarify your. So what I suggest is get ready with your doubts, few of your doubts, so that immediately them, and related to that they may discuss even more. But you should pose them some doubts or questions at the beginning, so that they know what to discuss and what to discuss.
Right.
Right.
Thank you, sir.
Good, I think it's good initiative. So please take it forward. No, so
Right.
yeah, ask for some extra classes whenever you people are ready with some doubts. Okay, so I think for them,
Right.
Either Saturday, Sunday, or other days are also fine.
Understood. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thanks.
Morning.
So anyone else? Hope these topics are reasonably dealt in your earlier courses. So, but however, if anybody else also wish to join and listen, get more details, you are welcome. So fine. So from next week onwards, we will start a little bit of quizzes, and say every week, alternative week or so, we will try to see having some quiz or the other. Okay, so our class test. So get ready for it. So now some discussion on very basic topics is roughly done. So we'll be moving on gradually to say after jet transforms to a little bit of advanced, more new topics or advanced topics. Okay, fine. So I suggest all to be clear and thorough with the background so that you will be able to do quickly adapt and do well in overall in understanding the course. Yeah. Anything else to discuss?
Sir, I have doubt in that partial fractions.
Yeah,
Can
you
you
can
show me?
Yeah,
Can you show me the slides, sir?
Yeah, I will try to show. So you're able to see the slides, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, tell.
I think the partial, we need a extra more partial fraction, sir. These two terms don't are not sufficient, sir. The expression doesn't equal to the right hand side, sir.
Okay. So this expression is not equal to right hand side. So if I just do like this,
yes, sir.
Okay, it's not cancelling, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Right. So I think you are correct. So so to simplify our thing, so anyway, I think since this requires little more discussion, so I will leave it to you. So especially because x term comes in the numerator, you need one more term, as you said. Okay. So to simplify the things, you work out and come back. So in the next class, we will discuss that directly from the workout.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. So I think because his question is valid and correct, because there is an x term, right? So that comes, so 1 by x here will bring in a numerator term, x by 1 minus x kind of thing, or z by 1 minus z kind of thing. So because of that, you need, say, if when you are finding, you should ensure that that is there.
Yes, sir.
So hopefully there is a easy way to deal that as well. So z by 1 minus z we can write and deal it. But I think I suggest you people to look at and come back once.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, okay, good. Right, anything else? So especially
Nothing.
those who are fractions, I suggest that you solve 1 or 2 questions. So in fact, when you solve at the end of the chapter questions, say first 20 questions itself, you will find reasonably good number of questions which needs partial fractions to be solved, especially in second chapter. Okay. Fine then. So anything else to discuss, or shall we leave?
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thanks. Bye.